Ryan Clark did a lot of crying, a lot of boo-hooing. We all know he got fired by ESPN because he told us he got fired. He claims he wasn't laid off. He claims he got fired. And whether he got laid off or he got fired, he's no longer at ESPN. But Ryan Clark used his own platform to pivot to paint this picture of himself as a martyr. And it's utterly, utterly embarrassing. Welcome back, everyone, to Rudy's Rant, powered by Come On Now, the podcast. Like the video, hype the video, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell. Leave your comments. Ryan Clark, as we know, has been a race-baiting individual for quite some time on ESPN. Don't know what is the real him. You don't know if what he shows on TV is him, or maybe it's the guy who actually knocked up a white woman and has a mixed child. Which is the real him? Because for a guy who fights against, against white people and has talked trash about Robert Griffin III because he's married to a white woman, yet has a mixed race child because he, banged a white woman in college, and probably many, many more. Of late, Ryan Clark went from being a really, really good football analyst, in my opinion. I thought he was really good for a period of time. And then he decided one day that he was going to flip the script and become an activist. Become an activist on everything black. And while there's nothing wrong in being an activist on everything black, you have to have some level of objectivity. And objectivity has not been in Ryan Clark's vocabulary probably at least over the last, 5, 6, 7 years, something like that. It's been a minute since Ryan Clark has actually practiced in the world of objectivity. He insulted one of his colleagues, Peter Schrager, over the fact that he had never played football before, despite the fact that there are NFL coaches who, didn't play in the NFL before either, or heck, even in college. But hey, this is Ryan Clark because, Ryan Clark's the big bad dude who played in the NFL and says he would truck over Derrick Henry and speaks with all this bravado. And here he comes on his own podcast, The Pivot, which at one point I watched. Now I really don't, because Ryan Clark's become insufferable to watch. Everything Ryan Clark talks about is race. It would be wonderful if he actually went back to talking about sports. If he did that, maybe he'd still have a job at ESPN. So he was unceremoniously let go during a broadcast. Pretty freaking embarrassing. And this is what Ryan Clark had to say about this situation. And he wants the world to know that he wasn't laid off. He got fired. Take a listen.
Let me put this to bed. I wasn't laid off. I was fired. Right? They're using layoffs as a cover and a camouflage for what they already intended on doing. But there was no cause for it, right? So because there was no cause for it, you couldn't just fire me, so you had to wait to the layoff so you could camouflage it and veil it, right? But here's the other thing. If I was laid off, like everybody else, it came out on Tuesday. Mine came out on Friday. Let me put
Boy. Ryan Clark. Man, he is a victim, folks. He is a certifiable victim. He got fired on Monday. He says there was no cause. He had built up cause. There was cause built up to fire Ryan Clark for quite some time. Now, contract or no contract, well, guess what? They could have always fired him. See, that's what's funny. He walks around here with this holier-than-thou thing that he does. And he says, oh, they had no cause. Well, you don't need cause to fire somebody. I don't know the laws in the state of Connecticut. I don't know if it's an at-will state or not. I honestly do not know. Maybe I'll take a look right now just for shits and giggles. Connecticut employment law. Is it at-will state? Again, he has a contract, though, right? So in the state of Florida, where I live, it's at-will. Unless you have some level of a contract, you can be fired for whatever reason. So Connecticut is an at-will employment state, just like Florida. Now, under a contract, though, he would have to be to not get paid. There would probably have to. There's probably somewhere in the contract that states that he would have to be paid if he's terminated without cause. Now, when he's terminated with cause, now potentially ESPN could have said, no, we're not going to pay you anymore. So he puts it in as he's been let go under this layoff thing. And I don't know the specifics of the layoff or how much people are supposed to get paid for this in this layoff situation. I don't think anyone really knows outside the people who got laid off. But there are people that had been at ESPN a lot longer than him, like Carl Ravitch and Charles Davis. They've been there forever. Carl Ravitch is an establishment at ESPN. He's been there since before the turn of the century. I mean, you're talking 33 years. So he's been there since 1993. I mean, for those that you don't know, I mean, ESPN started like in 1979. He might be one of the longest tenured people there. After Linda Cohn retired or left as well. I don't, she retired, I presume, based on what I saw. Maybe she would have been part of the layoffs. Who the hell knows? But Ryan Clark turns into the victim every single time he can. He is a professional at turning into the victim. And so here he goes into tears about the situation. I mean, look, he lost a job that paid him like $2 million a year from what I've read. So that's a significant amount of money. I'd cry over it, quite frankly. But this is a guy looking for attention. He screams and begs for attention. He wants to be the victim. He's the martyr. He's the martyr. He searches for clicks, likes, comments, follows. He's been outspoken about many topics, and he whines about, oh, well, they told me I was being too black. But let's listen to the tears.
When I go home, and this kid, from the West Bank is like so accepted in New Orleans now. Like, I wouldn't change that. Like, never. Like, all I ever wanted to do was be accepted. And want it. So yeah, like that, I wouldn't change. If you ask me, probably the first, Monday of football, when all my friends get to do something we did super special together, yeah, I'd probably change it. I'd probably work harder to be who they wanted me to be, or when I
Come on, man. This is ridiculous. He's so fugazi emotional. This isn't even real. Now, if you're crying about the money, he's crying about when football season starts, I'm going to be really sad because I'm not going to be able to hang out with my friends on Sunday or whatever. Oh my goodness. Will you stop it, bro? This is a guy who can go from being on ESPN making $2 million a year. And it's a haircut, bro. It's a big haircut. I would love to have that problem one day where I'm taking a $2 million haircut and be able to look back and say, I can just go back to doing what I do all the time with the pivot and where I'm making a boatload of money on this. I mean, how much money do you think Ryan Clark brings in from the pivot? I mean, I'd have to venture to guess on an annual basis, he's probably bringing in a couple $1 million a year on the pivot, along with Channing Crowder and Fred. These guys are probably making a good $5 to $10 million a year on the pivot, just based off subscriber rates and viewership and the whole nine. They're making a pretty penny. Sponsorships, endorsements. Come on now. Investments. These guys are not poor. They're not broke. So the tears and all this crap. And then he goes into this thing about how, he was told he could, and about this, he wants to be accepted. Brother, stop it, bro. You're a member of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, bro. You have a 100,000 fraternity member brothers. I mean, come on now. Come on, dude. You're doing this song and this. You only wanted to be accepted. You played in the NFL, which stands for not for long, and you lasted in the NFL for what? Over a decade, making millions of dollars? I mean, come on, brother. This cry for attention is embarrassing. You don't see Carl Ravage hasn't done this. You don't see Charles Davis doing this. But you're sitting here having a flipping. I mean, come on, bro. You played 13 years in the NFL, man. You were given a job that you weren't even qualified for, bro. None of these professional athletes are actually qualified to be on TV. He was one of the more articulate ones, which was great because I actually thought the guy for a while was good. Like I said, the one day, I don't know what day it was, I don't remember when it was, but one day he flipped and became this ultra activist mode, which is where ESPN went as well. Because at one point, ESPN, before Colin Kaepernick, I don't know, it was sports programming, and then Colin Kaepernick comes along and he destroys what we now know as sports, where now everything is a freaking movement, everything is an agenda, everything is a program, everything is about something that promotes something that has literally nothing to do with sports. Zero, in fact. So, yeah, you want it to be accepted. You want to know what people are saying about this dude? I mean, it's absolutely embarrassing. But listen to LaShawn McCoy, bro. LaShawn McCoy, who's actually on Speakeasy with Emmanuel Acho, who is clearly making a play to get Ryan Clark to come over to Speakeasy. I mean, with the amount of glazing that Emmanuel Acho has done on X for Ryan Clark over the past week is nothing short of embarrassing. And it's, I mean, my God, it's short of just dropping his draws. He's basically saying, Ryan, will you please come over here to Speakeasy? I know you got the pivot, but you want to come over here and make some money over here? That's what it seems like to me. But here Ryan Clark is again in this same thing, and here's another comment, an excerpt from this interview. Like, you can go look at the whole thing. I've seen the whole thing. It's brutal. I mean, it is brutal. This is the most contrived nonsense I've seen from a guy who just lost his job. I mean, no one does this. Nobody does this. And he thinks he wasn't late. He should have been fired for cause quite some time ago. Quite frankly. But let's take a listen to this part right here where he says basically he wasn't allowed to be black. Well, let's take a listen.
You know, man, like this show, for 3 years, bro, we never shied away from any topic. Right. We never shied away from tackling anything. We did this year because I knew I couldn't have no beef. I knew I couldn't respond to disrespect, right? I knew, for lack of a better word, I couldn't be too black. What makes me sad is, even in trying to adjust to be at least more of what certain people wanted, they still fired me.
Come on now. He couldn't be too black. They shied away from topics. Yeah, so he's saying that the pivot shied away from topics this year because he couldn't have any more beef. Oh, so you're acknowledging there were a number of problems. So you're acknowledging that. I mean, bro, this is ridiculous. This shit is honestly ridiculous. It's embarrassing, in fact. And I don't know how people take this, but come on, bro. Like, come on, dude. Let's take a listen to what Shady McCoy, though, had to say about Ryan Clark as well. A guy who is one of the people on the Speakeasy, and he's talking about the tearful, emotional cry from one Ryan Clark. Let's listen to Shady McCoy. This is a few minutes, so take a listen.
Does stuff for attention. It's a lot of them that do this, and I truly think that he's one of them. So my thing is, I just don't know how real this is. He might have real feelings. I don't know, but I've watched him over the years. He's such a social media dude. This is part of it. This is part of it.
I think honestly though, the firing of so many different people had more to do with just them trying to make cuts. It's business. Yeah, I think Carl Ravage was with ESPN for 30 plus years doing baseball coverage and ended up being let go in these cuts though too. I think it's just business, and I think they viewed him as someone that wasn't bringing as much as they felt like they needed moving forward. So
real quick though, imagine when we got fired from Fox, they did all this though. You just start crying and all that, and I start crying with you. Shit, we done got all type of press You know what I mean? Like, come on. It's part of the game.
But
when you pay somebody money like they've been paying us to be on TV to run our mouth, it's part of it. You get cut.
That's assuming the crying was because he got cut. I'm saying I don't think he cried because he got fired. I think he cried because of the gratitude
I knew this.
involved.
I knew it was going to be something. I knew he was going to monetize this whole thing. You know what? I'm about to make this something. And that's what we did. Instead of just getting fired like everybody else, you know what? We're going to make some of this thing. We're going to get some clicks.
We're going to
have million views in this joint.
As somebody that goes to therapy, how do you feel about that space, that safe space that was created?
And that's why what I'm saying is for him, I just don't know because I watched his previous patterns.
Yeah.
So let me look in your eyes because I know it's your boy. And I don't, you know what I mean? I don't, you can't tell me, and it's not right or wrong. But if somebody said to you, yeah, I think Ryan Clark is a attention media, social media guy. You can see where they're coming from. You be like, okay.
Yeah, I think Ryan knows how to get clicks. I think he knows how to get views. I don't think it's like conniving, but
that's good enough for me right there.
He knows how to get views.
You know what I mean? But for you to say that, like like I could tell somebody.
But I don't think that was fake.
But when you do it so much, you just don't know. You just don't know.
But so Shady, let's just say, in all actuality, the tears were for clicks and engagement. What is your response? And then the tears were absolutely authentic, and he really felt like that. What's your response,
bro? I don't have no response. I don't feel bad, none of that. Like we all been fired.
Whether the tears are real or not, it's hard. You're indifferent.
James Jones just texted me. Right? One of our good friends. We were on Fox. They fired his ass fast. They fired him so fast. Soon he left out.
His badge quit working.
Right, his badge didn't even work no more.
Yeah, that's true story.
He didn't have nobody.
I
remember recording. Yo, take this video. Oh, that's what y'all doing? You fired me, and then I can't get in my stuff. Like you know what I'm saying? My thing with Ryan is like, the true matter is like, I just don't know if it's real or not because I've seen him all in action. That's what he does. That's what he do. Anything something happens, I'm gonna speak about it because I just want to be looked at as because I want to be accepted. So I want to look like I'm speaking on everybody's issues around the world, like I'm policing the world. But hold up, because I want to be accepted. Then this thing, we just feel bad for him. But I'm not saying it's true or false. I'm just saying as long as I've known him on TV or not on TV, he's always been searching for attention.
What if you feel like your actual calling on television, the reason you have your platform, is to give a voice to those that don't have a voice?
That's why I just told you before TV. He was like this.
Okay.
I gave you an example where they had a lockout. Everybody is known it's a lockout. Nobody can get in here. You had somebody record you trying to get in the facility. That blew my mind. Like, who are you doing this for? Does that make sense? Sometimes with these social media people, and I'm learning because it's a new day and age. But I'm thinking like, damn, attention is that serious for you to you gotta have somebody record you? I'm just saying like, damn, you an NFL player, shit.
Yeah.
But I get it, undrafted and all that, and he's always had to fight to get. So I understand it. But when these things surface and you ask me for my true feelings, I don't have any.
Yeah.
Because I'm used to seeing him do stuff for attention.
Well, I got to hear.
There you go, folks. There was Shady McCoy basically telling you that Ryan Clark is a clickbaiter. He's an attention whore. And he's always been an attention whore. He's been an attention whore since he's been back in the league. Recording in a lockout that he couldn't get in the building when you know you're being locked out. He's an attention whore. And that's what he's always been. And he's monetized himself getting fired. How many views has this video gotten? How many views has this video actually gotten? This video has gotten 1.282 million plus views since July 24th. It is July 28th. This video has done, and I know it's not a huge number to people like him, but a 1 million view video does like $10,000+ at least, $15,000, something like that. By itself, the video alone, and how I don't know if he's chopped this thing up into shorter clips, but that's a good 10-15 grand right there, maybe more. 62,000 likes. How many? 14,000 plus comments. This video is easily a $10,000 plus video. Probably 20, maybe more. And while obviously that's nothing compared to making $2 million a year, he just monetized his termination. He monetized it. Like the clickbait attention whore he is. He's been this way. Shady just told you. And listen to Acho try to defend him. Well, what if? Ryan, just call Acho up. He'll hire you, bro. I don't know if you'll make $2 million a year, but you'll make some good coin appearing on his show because you just said that you didn't talk about all the topics on the pivot. You can double dip. You can make money in both areas if you want to. I'm sure your boys won't care. But this is the type of character this dude is. This guy's a member of a fraternity with over 150,000 members. He played at LSU football. You wanted to be accepted? Come on, bro. Maybe it was because you were porking all the white girls back at LSU. I don't know this to be a fact, but I know you knocked one up at least. This dude is. I'm not using that term. I'm not gonna use the term corny, but he comes across as corny to me, bro. Someone might say I come across corny. I don't care, bro. You are on top of the world. You've lived in areas that people could only dream of. You've made money that people could only dream of making. You had a job for 12 years at ESPN with no skill whatsoever to have the job. What jobs did you have before you got a job at ESPN? People who go to journalism school beg for these jobs. And I do believe Ryan Clark does have a journalism degree of some kind or a mass communications degree of some kind. I do believe he does. But at the same time, what's his experience? People don't just get hired at ESPN out of college very often, if ever. They might be interns or something. They don't just get hired. Like, that's wild, bro. That's crazy. Absolutely crazy, man. So, nah, man, I'm not. This dude is, God, he's hard, man. He went from being really good to really bad. And the tears, the crying, bro, stop it, dude. That shit's embarrassing, man. You were unaccepted, but yet you pledged a fraternity in college. You played college football. I mean, at an SEC school, you played NFL for 13 years. You were not accepted? Stop it. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts in the comments. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell, hype the video. Yo, let me know y'all thoughts here. Do you think Ryan Clark is full of crap? Or do you buy this song and dance of these tears? Do you buy it? Heck, do you buy that he was fired over laid off? I don't care which way how he went. He should have gotten terminated a year ago. He's been a problem for quite some time. I mean, he should have taken Monica McNutt's dumbass with him too. I got something for her tomorrow on the video, but bruh, give me a break, man. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts again. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell. This is Rudy's Rant, powered by Come On Now, the podcast. Come on now.